Hello there, I'm Amanda Koh, and thanks for joining me this Sunday on 7 Edition. The headlines. UMNO President's trial over 47 charges involving Yayasan Akal Budi funds to begin tomorrow. Health Ministry looking into getting housemanship for medical graduates within 6 months by next year. And fresh violence erupts in Hong Kong University. The trial of former Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi, who is facing 47 charges involving millions of ringgit of Yayasan Akal Budi funds, will commence tomorrow. The proceeding will be heard before Judge Colin Lawrence Sequeira at the Kuala Lumpur High Court.
The judge would first hear Datuk Sri Zahid's application to challenge the constitutionality of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) Act and the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act (AMLA), under which the charges against him were framed. On March 22nd, Deputy Public Prosecutor Datuk Raja Rosella Raja Toran had informed the court that the prosecution would call 20 witnesses to testify at the trial. On October 19th and December 14, 2018, as well as February 20th this year, Datuk Sri Zahid had pleaded not guilty at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court to a total of 47 charges, 12 of which are for criminal breach of trust, CBT, 8 counts for bribery, and 27 for money laundering involving tens of millions of ringgit belonging to Yayasan Akal Budi. The Bagan Datuk Member of Parliament's alleged offences involved using the funds to make payments for his personal use, accepting bribes from several companies as an inducement for helping them obtain government projects in his capacity as then Home Minister, as well as engaging in direct transactions involving income from illegal activities. The UMNO president is also facing another 40 charges of having accepted bribes from a company over the overseas visa system.
Now, also at the Kuala Lumpur High Court, the third trial of criminal charges faced by Datuk Sri Najib Razak is expected to commence tomorrow. The former Prime Minister is facing a charge of tampering with the One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB final audit report together with its former Chief Executive Officer Arul Kandasamy.
Whether or not the third trial would proceed tomorrow depends on the decision of Judge Muhammad Zaini Mazlan, as he will first deliver his decision on Datuk Sri Najib's application for the audit report tampering trial dates to be vacated and to be moved to January 13, 2020. Prior to this, the judge had directed all parties to be prepared with the trial if he disallowed the application. The judge previously had fixed tomorrow to November 29th this year and January 13th to 17th next year for the trial. The Pekan Member of Parliament is currently preparing to enter his defence in the SRC International Syndrome Berhad case at another court, in which he was charged with 7 charges of misappropriating funds amounting to 42 million ringgit. His defence will resume on December 3rd. The 66-year-old accused is also being tried for 4 charges of using his position to obtain bribes, totaling 2.3 billion ringgit from 1MDB funds and 21 charges of money laundering involving the same amount in a different court. The trial is set to resume on January 6th next year.
7 teenage boys who were detained to facilitate a rape investigation will be freed on police bail tomorrow. This is to allow the Form 5 students to sit for their SPM examination.
7 suspek yang kita tahan sedang dalam riman dan pada hari ini dan besok kita percaya kita telah menyelesaikan penyiasatan kita dan dengan itu kita tidak berniat nak membuat permohonan riman lagi, memandangkan mereka ini, ke-7 suspek ini adalah pelajar sekolah yang akan menduduki peperiksaan SPM. Dalam pada itu, kita mengambil kira semua segi dan Kita bercadang akan membebaskan ketujuh-tujuh mereka ini dengan jaminan.
It was reported earlier that the students were detained after a 14-year-old student was allegedly raped in school on Friday. Police will complete their investigation papers, and if there is solid evidence, the accused will be charged in court after the SPM examination ends. In Pahang, 4 of the 7 detainees that escaped from Sungai Ruan Cure and Care Rehabilitation Centre, CCRC, in Sungai Ruan, Raup, were detained. Police are still hunting for 3 more after they had made their escape yesterday at 1 a.m.
Police say the inmates aged between 36 and 50 had broken a toilet window of a dormitory before climbing over the gate at the CCRC to make their escape. The alarm was raised at 6:30 yesterday morning when the authorities realized they were missing. 3 of them were detained soon after by police patrol car at 2 a.m. today, found while riding a stolen motorcycle at Kampong Tok Machang. One of them had tried to escape during the inspection but was eventually detained by the roadside in Taman Rawup Jaya Lima soon after. Another 50-year-old escapee was detained behind a house in the same area after villagers had tipped off the authorities. Police are now hunting for Tan Tian Sun, 44, Eng Sui An, 47, and Azrin Kusai, 36, who are still on the run. During their escape, they were wearing their purple CCRC uniform. Anyone with information have been asked to contact the police immediately.
3 men have been charged with arson in the Sungai Petani Sessions Court. They pleaded not guilty to committing the offence by burning down a plastic factory in the Batu Arang industrial area last April. The accused, 31-year-old M. Katiresan, as well as SP Salvanathan and Lim Cheng Kwang, aged 23, 28 and 35 respectively, were charged with carrying out mischief by fire with intent to burn down the premises owned by Tan Si Wee. According to the charge sheet, they allegedly committed the act behind Block B of the Green Mark Technology Sendirian Berhad at 3 a.m. on April 13th. Court allowed each of them bail at 10,000 ringgit and their case was fixed for remention on December 15th. In Terengganu, a pregnant woman and her husband were among 13 arrested for drug-related offences in operations by the Besut National Anti-Drug Agency, AADK, this morning. Its chief, Nur Hafiza Mat Zin, said the 34-year-old woman was arrested while sleeping with her 2 children, aged 1 and 2 respectively, in a house in Kuala Besut, while her 27-year-old husband was found hiding behind a door in the same room. The couple tested positive for methamphetamine. It is learned that the mother of 6 has been a drug addict for 13 years. Her husband, who is a fiberglass boat builder, has been a drug addict for the past 8 years. The operation took place at several locations in Besut from midnight until 11 a.m. All those picked up were aged 15 to 34. The case is being investigated under the Drug Dependence Treatment and Rehabilitation Act. In Sabah, a satellite-collared Borneo pygmy elephant was found dead, suspected to be due to acute poisoning in the Kinabatangan plantation yesterday. Plantation workers discovered the female pachyderm carcass near a drain at 5:50 a.m. and quickly alerted the Sabah Wildlife Department, SWD.
It was learned that the mammal was part of the Danau Girang Field Centre's elephant research and was nicknamed Girang. The centre believed the elephant died on November 14th. Deputy Chief Minister Datuk Christina Liu, who is also Tourism, Culture and Environment Minister, said the elephant could have been killed by poison or could have eaten poison from fertilizer, causing internal organ failure based on the post-mortem. She also called for a review of the law to provide stricter punishment so that such incidents do not recur. Her ministry will also work with the police to assist in catching wildlife offenders while urging the public to alert authorities with regards to illegal wildlife activities. This year alone, a total of 23 elephants in the state have been found dead or killed by poachers.
The Health Ministry is looking into reducing the long wait for medical graduates to get housemanship to under 6 months by next year. Deputy Health Minister Dr. Lee Boon Chye said presently the new graduates will get placement to enter 2-year training programs at government hospitals after waiting at least a year. The ministry also has submitted a request to the federal government for additional posts of 10,675 involving government hospitals and clinics nationwide. The application was to address the shortage of positions, especially medical staff in the emergency department, including the shortage of doctors, pharmacists and dentists. The ministry hoped that the applications can be approved next year to ease the situation and improve the health services for the public. The Malaysian Medical Association earlier said the staff shortage was due to the growing medical sector with the opening of new hospitals and clinics, which meant doctors were required to work longer hours while nurses had to work a double shift. In an effort to popularize the value of cleanliness, sustainability and conserving the environment among the city folks, about 1.5 tons of recycled items were collected by participants of the 2019 Alam Flora City Hunt #Jom Rawat Bumi program this morning. The third edition of the program attracted over 130 participants involving 33 groups of various ages, including bloggers and celebrities.
Alam Flora Sdn Berhad Chief Executive Officer Dr. Muhammad Zain Hassan said the program was aimed at providing continuous exposure to the public on the importance of recycling and looking after the environment. He added, through the program, Alam Flora hoped to reduce solid waste at garbage dumps because most waste in the city were in the form of recyclables like plastic and paper.
Menjaga alam sekitar ni evolve every now and then, ya. Banyak saja isu-isu alam sekitar yang keluar. Tetapi hasilnya ialah untuk mengurangkan sisa pepejal goes back to the landfill. Ya. Apa yang berlaku ialah sisa-sisa ini perlu ada recovery. Perlu dipasti di-recover. Sekarang sisa kita yang banyak di Kuala Lumpur ni, kebanyakannya adalah sisa berbentuk resource, sumber. Daripada sisa ini boleh diguna semula untuk membuat balik. Kalau botol, plastik, plastik yang baru. Kalau kertas, kertas yang baru.
During the program, the participants must perform several tasks and challenges at 7 different checkpoints in 2 hours. 2 were the plogging challenge, whereby they jogged and collected rubbish along the road. There's also the Information on Alam Flora challenge, in which they answer questions about the environment. The program, organised together with the Kuala Lumpur City Hall, saw the government muscle team group winning first place and taking home 2,000 ringgit cash, medals and certificates. City Mayor Datuk Nur Hisham Ahmad Dahlan presented prizes to the winners.
Let's take a short break, but when we return, Putrajaya in uproar after call for government to censor Netflix. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us, and we're back with foreign news. A Hong Kong policeman was shot in the leg with an arrow during the siege of a barricaded university campus, a new escalation after nearly 6 months of demonstrations in the fiercely divided city. Hundreds of anti-government protesters with bricks, petrol bombs and makeshift barricades held off riot police on roads surrounding the Polytechnic University in Kowloon. Police launched blue-dyed liquid from water cannon and tear gas after several protesters were seen firing bows from rooftops of the campus. The injured policeman was reportedly conscious and has been sent to hospital for treatment. Parts of the campus looked more like a fortress with barricades and black-clad protesters manning the ramparts with improvised weapons like bricks, crates of firebombs and bows and arrows at the ready. The campus is the last of 5 universities to be occupied, with activists using it as a base to continue to block the city's Central Cross Harbour Road tunnel. At least 19 people were killed as car bomb blast ripped through a bus terminal in the Turkish-controlled town of Al-Bab in northern Syria late on Saturday. According to Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, the fatal explosion also wounded 33 people, some of them seriously. Turkey blamed the car bombing on the Kurdish People Protection Units, YPG, against whom it launched a new invasion further east last month. However, there was no immediate claim of responsibility for the attack. Northern Syria has been hit by several explosions that have killed and wounded scores of people over the past month. Turkey and its Syrian rebel allies have so far mounted 3 separate offensives in the region against Daesh militant group and the YPG Kurdish militia, seizing areas along its border. They launched another offensive against the YPG last month in the wake of US President Donald Trump's decision to pull the bulk of American troops out of northern Syria. The political turmoil in Bolivia has raised the death toll to 23, with at least 122 recorded injuries since Friday. Washington-based Inter-American Commission on Human Rights, IACHR, announced this on Saturday, amid clashes with security forces on Friday in central Bolivia, a political stronghold of exiled ex-president Evo Morales.
Fierce clashes between Morales' supporters and police forces have been ongoing. Since Janine Náñez declared herself acting president on Tuesday, the former deputy Senate speaker took over the top job to avoid a power vacuum, a move endorsed by the Constitutional Court. On Thursday, Náñez authorized armed forces to participate in maintaining order and exempting them from any criminal responsibility, a decree the Rights Commission deems serious. Unrest in Bolivia first erupted when Morales, the country's first indigenous president, was accused of rigging the results of October 20th polls to gain re-election for a 4th term. He eventually resigned and fled to Mexico after Bolivia's security forces defected, following weeks of protest.
We're back with car culture, our segment on all things automotive. Thousands of motorcycle enthusiasts gathered for the 7th edition of the Santai Anak Utara Festival in Ipoh, Perak last weekend. The event, hosted by several local motorcycle clubs and organizations, is considered to be one of the largest motorcycle gatherings in North Peninsula, Malaysia. Wan Izul Islam has the story.
Happening here at Bulatan Amanjaya in Meru, Ipoh, is the 7th edition of the Santai Anak Utara Festival. What is the Santai Anak Utara Festival? It is the largest motorcycle event happening in the North Peninsula of Malaysia, and it's expected that 20,000 people will be in attendance today at this event, participating in so many activities and events.
Among the activities included a riders' safety campaign organized by Club Media Prima in collaboration with Haji Wazi Abdul Hamid, Malaysia's former Cup Prix champion. This was the first time that Club Media Prima had participated in the Santai Anak Utara Festival, along with sub-clubs TV3 Bikers and Media Prima eSports Club. Apart from the riders' safety campaign, Club Media Prima also hosted a mini eSports tournament with cash prizes that attracted many participants.
It was great. People were enjoying. The kids are having a good tournament right now, final game. So I think we're hoping that in the future we will participate in such a game, such tournament carnival.
Other exciting activities included blood donation drive hosted by Hospital Tuanku Bainun, where participants, especially the youth, were encouraged to donate blood to help those in need. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) also hosted a campaign to educate and remind the public, especially motorcyclists, not to be involved with corruption or bribing. Many competitions were held, including time attack challenges and best engine restoration and cleaning, where participants competed against one another for unique prizes. One of the main attractions for the event was the Grand Lucky Draw, where participants walked away with expensive merchandise and even a modified Waisuku motorcycle.
Wan Izul Islam for 7 Edition.
We'll be taking a short break, but coming up, 3 teams battle for a spot in M1 World Championship Grand Finals. The details next. Now let's hop on to Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making the rounds in the cyber world today. Now, in case you missed it yesterday, various news portals have been reporting on a statement released by the Malaysian National Film Development Corporation, FINAS, where they urged the government to regulate and censor content on Netflix. This, of course, stirred quite the uproar among netizens, where they took to social media to give a piece of their mind.
Now, before we get into the tea, here's some context. Netflix is an internet streaming service featuring top flicks ranging from TV shows to blockbuster movies at an affordable price, a game changer at how Malaysians consume media. Now, Netflix's contents are based on the regulations of a country. On top of that, there is also a parental control feature so that parents can regulate the content watched by their children. Now, ever since FINAS's chief executive Ahmad Idham claims that parents are now worried about the uncensored content which can negatively affect the country's youth, the netizens are just not having it. Citizens of Twitter Jaya rained their disappointment on the social media website, with most saying how parental controls exist to combat such worries in the first place. To address FINAS's worries over the usage of the popular streaming service, one user even illustrated a simple way to control what children can watch at home.
Now updated as of 7 p.m, here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. Time for our My Game On segment with the latest eSports and gaming news. Day 3 of the M1 World Championship playoffs will see 3 teams competing for a spot in the grand finals. Only one team will be crowned world champion and will walk away with $80,000 prize money. One Izul Islam has the details.
Welcome to the eSports segment with me, One Izul Islam. Third and final day here for the M1 World Championship 2019 happening at Bukit Jalil in Kuala Lumpur, the Axiata Arena. The atmosphere is crazy. We have thousands of supporters for the game Mobile Legends here at the stadium supporting their favorite teams. Only 3 teams left in contention to go up for that final prize. We have, of course, Team Malaysia, Toda, and 2 teams from Indonesia, Team RRQ and EVOS Legends. The morning began with the lower bracket finals between Team Toda and RRQ from Indonesia. Unfortunately, during that best-of-5 game, Team Toda were defeated 3-1 by Team RRQ, who then will proceed towards the grand finals against compatriots Team EVOS Legends. Now, it's the El Clasico for the top 2 Indonesian teams in the world. Team RRQ, EVOS Legends will go up against one another in a best-of-7 bout. That's right, best-of-7 meaning the first team to 4 games will be crowned world champions for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. But before we move on, let's hear what Toda Gaming have to say. We have Moon as well as Ashi from the team to share their thoughts on their game earlier.
Bila kalah tu kita orang agak kecewa lah sebab ya tak dapat nak nombor 1 kan. Untuk bagi penyokong-penyokong untuk penyokong-penyokong kita orang. But at the same time kita orang sangat-sangatlah bangga sebab 16 tim dari seluruh negara datang ke Malaysia untuk main M1 dan kita orang dapat top 3 untuk tournament ni kan. So dalam masa yang sama tu kita orang bangga dengan apa yang kita orang dah buat, dah cuba untuk Malaysia and Untuk penyokong kat luar sana, terima kasih sebab datang. Ada yang support daripada jauh apa semua. Thank you sangat-sangat.
Jadi untuk kita orang ni boleh kata first year untuk pro team ni. Jadi kita banyak tahu kita punya kesilapan sebelum-sebelum ni, dan kita tahu kita boleh buat lebih baik lagi daripada apa yang kita deliver pada hari ini. Dan insyaAllah pada hari-hari yang akan datang kita akan tingkatkan lagi kita punya result, dan kita akan bagi sebaik mungkin untuk semua orang.
What makes us even happier is the fact that there's a Malaysian team in the lower bracket final who hopefully make it to the main final after this. So the team from Tawau will definitely receive praises and the support, the hearts and minds of all Malaysians today. We look forward to bringing more international eSports championships in Malaysia to become the host. So in the end, the multiplier for the Malaysian eSports industry will be very good. We haven't discussed things like this. Usually they must be registered together as a Malaysian team, not as a private team. But I think this kind of things must definitely be discussed so that a concrete policy can come up.
There we have it from the Youth and Sports Minister himself. Hopefully these players from Malaysia, Team Tawau, will receive some compensation for working so hard and receiving top 3 in the M1 World Championship 2019. Now a breakdown of what Team Tawau will receive. Third place, or the second runner-up of the tournament, will receive $20,000 US, while the second place team will receive $40,000 US, and the top place team for the tournament will receive, of course, $80,000 US from the whole prize pool of $250 US. Definitely an amazing tournament here at the Axiata Arena in Bukit Jalil, Kuala Lumpur. Thousands in attendance supporting all their favorite players, and we've seen so many good matches, so many good games being played by all teams from around the world. 16 teams from all over the world here in Malaysia to compete in the World Championship for Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Now that's all from me, Wanizul Islam. Let's hope we'll see each other again next year for M2.
Ben Affleck will be starring in a film as a former basketball star who lost everything all because of addiction, and he attempts to regain his soul by becoming the coach of a high school basketball team at his alma mater. Tape trailer of the sports drama film The Way Back wraps up tonight's news. And with that, I'm Amanda Koh. Thank you for watching and have a good week ahead.
I spent a lot of time hurting myself. I had a lot of regrets. Game's on the line, I want you taking that shot. Why is that so hard for you to believe?
What?
That you're the best player on the team.
I know you're suffering. I just want you to be happy again, but you gotta want it too.
Keep pressing, trapping, taking charges. You guys are